Yes, hi, good evening. So, share ko lang yung ginawa ko pong Learning Delivery Modalities course 2 for teachers. But first, ayun, alamin muna natin yung guide sa paggawa po ng LDM Course 2, ng Practicum Portfolio. So, ano ba yung mga kailangan sa paggawa ng LDM Course 2? So, ito yung mga required artifact, and then yung remarks, and the PPE stage run. So, first, kailangan po natin yung mga individual learning monitoring plans. Ayan, so at least 2 to 3 na monitoring plans. And then, kailangan po ng may annotation doon. We have to compare yung mga individual learning monitoring plans natin. Ano ba yung mga may pagbabago ba doon sa learners natin na pinag-monitor ko natin. Next, mga lesson plans. Kailangan po yung mga lesson plans natin. Pwede din po yung mga DLP or mga weekly home learning plan na ginawa natin. So, it may include 2 to 3 lesson plans from different quarters to show the improvements you made in creating them. So, kailangan din po natin dyan maglagay ng annotation. We have to highlight, compare the parts of the lesson plans which we made adjustments. So, pwede sa competencies, learning objectives, performance tasks, learning outputs. And ang kanyang PPST po, ito yun, learners' difficult circumstances, planning and management to teaching and learning process. Learning outcomes aligned with learning competencies. 5.1, design, selection, organization, utilization of assessment strategies. By the way, yung pong mga naka-bold po ay kailangan po natin yan sa paggawa ng RPMS, ng IPCRF po. Yung mga naka-bold po dyan sa ano. Kakailanganin po natin sila sa paggawa ng IPCRF.
Yung YouTube mo?
And teacher-made artifact, teacher-made or modified learning resources. So, you may include any of the following learning resources. Modular po, and modular delivery learning, 2 to 3 sample modules. Pwede po yung ginawa mo mismo or pinag-modified mo po. Pwede audio online, delivery learning, screenshots up to 3 online lessons, presentation quizzes. Yan. And PPSTA, professional strand, teaching and learning resources including ICT. Ayan. And then of course, maglalagay din adjustments. Next, certificates of participation in any professional development activity. So, you may include certificates received from 2 to 3 professional development. So, pwede po dyan yung mga webinars. Dahil webinars man po talaga ngayon. In PPST, professional links with colleagues and professional development goals. But, kailangan din po natin dyan maglagay ng annotation. So, we have to briefly explain whether these were part or not part of our original PD goals. And, ayan, reflective summary. So this reflective essay should answer the question. So do you feel that this collection really reflects your abilities and what you have achieved this year through LDM course? Why or why not? PPST professional reflection and learning to improve practice. Then dun sa reflection, should describe your personal experience in implementing distance learning delivery modalities. Show that of analysis and synthesis of these experience and relate it to professional standards, your professional and personal development goals. And then sa self-selected, so LDM artifact, MOVs on engaging learners for their progress and achievement. So yung mga kakailangan natin dito, yung mga nasa remarks po, yan po yung mga kakailangan natin. So photo documentation, pwede po yung mga conversations through chat, text, video, conference about class requirements, and notes or messages as feedback to their submitted outputs, like yung mga activity nila, activity sheets, modules, portfolio, etc. Self-learning modules, ganun. And kumustahan, pwede po yun, yung consultation, session with learners. Ayan, take note po, kailangan natin i-blur yung names and photos of this. And then this PPST monitoring and evaluation of learners' progress and achievement and feedback to learning. And then lastly, so I'm always on professional, artifact natin yan, I'm always on professional engagement with colleagues. So you put the documentation of socially distanced, in-person or online synchronous LAC sessions, LDM related LAC session, LAC chats, may mga text, pwede yun kung nagtatanong po kayo about text, messenger, Viber, etc. Faculty meetings, whether face-to-face or virtual, and service trainings po. And then professional links with colleagues, PPST. And I'm always on engaging key stakeholders in the teaching learnings. So you may include yung conversation naman po, yung photo documentation po, or mga screenshots, conversations with parents, guardians, through chat, text, video conference yan. Or parents dropping off modules at designated school boxes. So yung po mga kumukuha ng modules na parents, may mga pictures po kayo. So yun, pwede nyo po yung gamitin as MOV. And ang PPST natin ay communication of learner needs, progress and achievement of key stakeholders, and engagement of parents and the wider school community in the educative process. So lahat ng engagement ng parents and the wider school community, ng mga stakeholders po natin. Ayan. So back po tayo sa PowerPoint presentation. So ayan, start na po tayo sa ginawa kong PowerPoint presentation. So ito na din po yung pinag-print ko and pinag-submit ko po na LDM. Pinag-print ko na po siya na naka-PowerPoint. Ayan, per slide po yung pag-print ko. So, ayan. So, LDM 2, Learning Delivery Models Course 2, wala. Practicum Portfolio. Ayan. So, on our first slide, LDM Artifact, Individual Learning Monitoring Plan. So, I have 3 individual monitoring plans dyan. Pinag-blur ko po yung nilagyan ko ng arrow yung names for Privacy Act. So, dito sa, ayan, sa learner's name, grade level, learning area. Ako po ang handle ko ay senior high. Ayan, senior high po ako. So, learner's needs, intervention strategies, monitoring date, learner status, insignificant progress, and then yung mastery. For example, yung home visitation kung isang learner ay sa contemporary subject, ang learner needs niya ay updates from the teacher with regards of the schedule and final output. Kasi, yun nga, minsan may mga hindi updated yung pagkukuha nila ng modules. Ayun yung problems nila. Malayo yung yung mga nasa malayo or mga nagtatrabaho. Intervention strategies, update via home. Ayan, nag-home visitation na ako and through messenger. Ayan, sinasama ko na din yung iba through group chat. Group chat na po yung nangyari. So, ang annotation ko, ayan, tapusin ko. So, ayan si, monitoring date. Insignificant progress, ayan. So, confused on the schedule of submission and their final output. Kasi minsan may hindi nakakakuha ng weekly home learning plan or yung iba naman hindi pinapansin yung weekly home learning plan, hindi nila binabasa. So, yung may mga learners na sagot ng sagot na lang, hindi nila iniintindi yung weekly home learning plan. Yun. So, pag-visit ko sa kanila, ayun, explain ko na andun lahat nakapaloob sa weekly home learning plan. Significant progress, ayan, submitted productive output, master evident. Kasi, ayan, na-update ko na siya. So, annotation. So, I have noticed that although the learners are now in the senior high school, the guidance of a parent and teacher should always be there to be able to meet the needed knowledge or outcome in every subject. So, yun. So, hindi porket, na siya, senior high school, grade 11, grade 12 na siya, ay hindi na kailangan ng guidance ng parent teacher. So, kailangan pa din po yan para ma-meet natin nila yung outcome doon sa subject, sa lesson. So, by the way dito, pwede yung yung sa learning, monitoring plan, pwede namang isang learner or pwede po sa different learners. Depende kung ilan po yung kinakailangan nyo, kung ilan yung tawag doon, yung mga laging learners niyo na kailangan ng i-home visit talaga. And second, artifact, lesson plans, ayan, DLP, DLL, weekly home learning plan, lesson plan, exam cards, and the likes. So, PPST, learners in difficult circumstances. So, dito, ang kinuha kong MOVs, yung lesson wherein medyo nahirapan yung learners ko nga. For example, dun sa contemporary, ayan, yung lesson ko yung DLP. Yung actually, gawa ko siya kasi sa amin, senior high, hindi lahat ay mayroong ready-made. Wala nun. May mga subject na gano'n, may mga kulang-kulang, ayun, binibigay. So, kapag kulang yung gumagawa po kami. So, ito yung example na kung saan medyo nahirapan yung learners. Ayun. So, ito yung ito yung dapat gawin. So, ito yung result. Makikita niyo naman na medyo mababa talaga. So, ayun. And then, sa ibang subject meron din. So, ano ba yung annotation ko dito? Ano ba yung naging ko dito? Intervention. Actually, hindi ko na kasi sinama yung yung result nung nagkaroon ng intervention. So, sakto naman po nun, nag-hire ng mga learning facilitator. So, during that time, mas nabigyan na ng attention yung mga learners with yung mga young learners, ayun, na natutunan na ng pansin, nabibigyan na ng oras, nagkakaroon na ng tutorial, between the learning facilitator and the learners. So, yung iba talagang pinofocusan namin. Ino-observe lang namin yung health protocols kasi mahirap na panahon pa ng pandemic. So, ayan yung naging doon, yung annotation ko dito, nagkaroon kami ng learning facilitator wherein their main duty is to monitor and assist the learners who are experiencing difficulties in answering the modules. And it was a great idea to hire LC because learners learned with the help of their assigned facilitator. Oo naman talagang sobrang nakita namin yung pagbabago noon na yung tumaas yung kanilang mga grades kasi meron tumutulong doon nasa kanila na mga learning aid, learning facilitator. Next, lesson plans, again, doon pa ang artifact ko, same pa din, but ang PPST strand ay planning and management of teaching and learning process. So, how do you plan your learning process? How do you manage it? So, modular kami, of course, kailangan namin ng weekly home learning plan. Ayan, kasi nakasaad yung day and time. For example, ayan, sa day and time, 7 to 8, wake up and breakfast pa lang, 7 to 8 o'clock. Kasi kasali na dyan yung pagligo, pag-unat-unat, kung utusan pa, mag-iigib pa, malayo pa yung papaliguan. Ayan, 8 to 8:30, have an exercise and get ready for an amazing day. So, halimbawa, Monday, ayan, so, kasi yung schedule talaga namin dito sa subject na ito ay Monday, 1 to 2:30 sa practical research, for example, sa practical research 1 nila. So, ayan, understand the different types of qualitative research. Ayan, so, ito yung last one. Ito yung mga activity dapat gawin. Ayan. Ito yun. Ito yung mga activity na gagawin nila. And annotation. So, every time I make a weekly home learning plan, I see to it that I have considered the learner's level of knowledge. All activities and or assessment are suited to the learner's level of knowledge. Kasi sa amin, small school and nasa libib talagang as a teacher, kailangan namin consider yung level of knowledge ng aming learners. Para may magandang outcome naman. LDM artifact, PPST strand, learning outcomes aligned with learning competencies. Ayan. So, I have here, for example, dito sa lesson na ito, sa PR pa din, practical research pa din. So, collecting data through interview research, the MELC, ayan yung MELC, the objectives, and understand different types. Apply a set of questions in the research and appreciate the tips and collecting the data through interview. Dito, learning outcomes aligned with learning competencies. So, ayan yung lesson ko, yung objectives, understand different types of questions, apply a set of questions, appreciate the tips and collect data. So, ito yung activity. So, they are going to write a set of interview questions. Tapos, ayun yung rubrics. Ayun yung types of questions. And, ito yung sample na kinuha ko na sinabmit ng group 1. Ayan yung ginawa nilang set of questions. Ayan. So, align siya doon sa learning competencies. And then, yung tips, this is video ko yan. Nagano ko lang, screenshots ko lang. Video to. So, dito naman ipapatik appreciate the tips and collect the data through interview. So, my annotation is, I situate the outcomes in my subjects or so that I can really give the knowledge learnings to my learners and to be able to meet the objectives in the lesson. Next, LDM artifact, ganun pa din. Ang PPST strand ay design, selection, organization, and utilization of assessment strategies. So, here, how will you design, how will you organize, and utilize your assessment? So, kami, dahil modular po kami, of course, yung assessment ay modular din, printed. So, nag-encode ako, printed. So, binibigay ko siya every Friday kasi every Friday naman yung release and retrieval ng aming modules. So, every Friday ko nakuha, every Friday nagbabalik ko ng modules. Ayan. So, annotation and organizing assessment, of course, I encoded and printed it since the mode of learning in our school is modular learning or print. There, I have included the directions on how to answer the questions, and I also give them feedback about their assessment via group chat or private message. So, in terms of designing and selection, of course, I only choose the activity in the module that will enhance and develop the competency of the lesson. So, pinipili ko lang yung mga activities. Kasi meron mga, minsan, na-modified ko. Kasi, may mga activities na hindi kayang sagutin ng mga learners namin. So, pinapamodify ko. Mas ginagawa ko siyang mas madali. And, ayan, LDM artifact teacher may or modified learning resources. Dito sa PPST strand, papasok dun sa teaching and learning resources including ICT. So, ako, ayun, so kumuha ako ng mga video from YouTube. Kailangan dun sa lesson, kailangan doon. Though, kami, modular. So, meron din kami, magamit kami ng online. So, I have Zoom. Ay, yung video. So, ito video to, about dun sa tips. And naka-download, naka-upload sa YouTube ko. Pinag-share ko doon sa GC ng mga learners ko. And then, if may time sila, sabi ko, panoorin nila. Kasi, magagamit din nila yun sa pag-aaral. And then, yung PowerPoint, lahat ng resources na ginagamit ko, nilagay ko pa dyan. So, annotation, though the mode of learning in our school is modular learning, still I use technology and other online platforms for additional learning. We use PowerPoint, Zoom meeting, Messenger, video from YouTube, and of course, I also create a video presentation in addition to the lesson that the learners might be able to use not only in their subject but also in their daily living. LDM artifact, ayan, some certificates of participation in any professional development. So, sa PPST, professional links with colleagues, professional development ko. So, I only have 2 certificates here. Pero meron pang iba din sa inset, di ko na sinabi. Yung sa webinars na yun. Kumuha lang ako ng 2. So, annotation, all webinars that I have been attended gave me fruitful knowledge in my teaching profession, especially in this time of pandemic. I was so glad to be part on that webinar because now I know how to overcome the stress brought by my profession, and I can say that I can do my job without worrying despite the situation we have right now. So, wala talaga kasi tayo nakakaramdam ng stress, diba? Sa dami-dami ng works natin, ayan. So, dahil doon sa webinar na yun, na-overcome ko, natutunan ko kung paano i-handle, diba? I-divert sa ibang bagay yung stress, from stress to positive vibes. And then reflective summary, which is this one, professional reflection, learning to improve practice. So dito, ito yung reflection natin about LDM Course 2, sa pag-implement ng LDM Course 2, and ayun ay yung mga personal experiences natin during pag-implement ng LDM. So nakapaloob ko dyan. And then, paano ba natin ma-relate sa professional development natin? So for example, ayan, so when our school head told us that we were having a lock for LDM Course 2, I suddenly think about 2 kasi nagwan na yung LDM lang, wala siyang man. So LDM 2, so, what about it? What are the MOs needed on that? And the question like how and when began on my mind. Ang dami ng tanong na pumapasok. So I thought doing LDM 2 is so hard until I read the guide and building the LDM Course 2. And I told myself, okay, I'll do this. I am a teacher and there's nothing I cannot do. So while doing the LDM 2, it reflects my abilities and what I have learned and achieved in the school year 2020 and 2021. Adapting the new normal education with the new learning delivery modalities is so hard, especially in our school, that communication is not that easy. There, we do not have better mobile network signal. We cannot easily contact our learners. But just like what I have said, I am a teacher and there's nothing I cannot do. And the distance education gave me a chance to improve my professional knowledge because when you say distance education, it stresses individuality of learning flexibility. So, jump na po tayo dito na tayo. So, yung mga experiences na na-encounter during LDM, pag-implement ng LDM, learning, distance learning modalities. So, however, we encountered some challenges with regards to modules such as in school funding and the production delivery of modules, especially in the first and second part of the school year. Kasi talagang kami, makakapa kami sa para kami makakuha sa dilim. Kulang yung mga resources namin, bond paper, ink, gano'n. Tapos, yung printer, grabe, may nasisira, gano'n. And number 2, the learners struggle with self-learning. Ayun, ito yung problema din na experience namin. Ang daming mga learners na struggle sa self-learning. Kasi merong mga learners na hindi pa din gaano marunong magbasa. Kung marunong man, yung reading comprehension ay medyo pa. So, the parents' lack of knowledge in academic to guide their children. The limited time of the teachers to guide the learners in their difficult subject. Ito yung time na kung saan wala pang learning facilitator 8. So, hindi sapat yung time namin aside from naka-work from home. Pag nasa school naman print naman kami, gumagawa naman kami ng mga na ibibigay na modules. So, wala talaga kami halos time para mag-home visit. Then, the unstable signal of mobile networks of most of the learners. Kasi dun sa lugar namin, sobrang hirap ng signal, lalo na mga nasa malalayo. And lastly, the learning interest of the lagging learners. Mas silang wala nang ganang mag-aral. So the professional development for me as educator in this new normal education is the mastery of the new practices and creating innovations with the help of other stakeholders. Yep. Next, MOVs and engaging learners for their progress and achievement. PPST strand, monitoring and evaluation of learning progress and achievement. Ito naman yung sa pag-monitor natin and pag-evaluate ng mga progress ng mga learners. So, lahat ng usapan namin sa GC, private message, ayan. So, pinag-screenshots ko yan. So, ayun, ito na po yun. Mga usapan namin about sa self-learning modules. So, take note po, kailangan po natin i-blur ang kanilang pangalan and mga mukha nila. So, pwede naman maglagay po ng mga smiley for privacy act. Ito, ako naman yung sa ilang. No privacy siya. And MOVs on engaging learners for their progress and achievement. Feedback to improve learning. Ayan. So, ito yun yung mga feedback ko. Pwede yung feedback kung sino yung hindi pa nakapasa ng modules or nakapasa na ng mga modules. Ako, yun. So, chine-check ko, binabanggit ko sa kanila kung sino yung mga nakapasa ng mga modules at kung hindi pa. Ayan. So, meron din na-update ko din yung parents. Ayan. So, nabibigyan ako ng feedback about doon. So, wala na pa ng annotation. Hindi na ako na, sa reflective wala ng annotation. Start ko din sa reflective summary, wala na po yung annotation kasi ikaw na po mismo naman ang maigawa. Ayan. LDM artifact, MOVs and professional engagement with colleagues, PPS to run professional links with colleagues. So, ayan. So, here, the virtual inset, faculty meeting, face-to-face, and virtual meeting. And then yung usapan about LDM, yung sa messenger, pwede po yung screenshots nyo na lang. And mentoring with colleagues, ayan, meron kami dito about IPCRF, sa review, sa pag-review. Kasi iba naman po yung form ngayong pandemic. And lastly, LDM artifact, MOVs and engaging key stakeholders in the teaching and learning process. So, pwede dito, communication of learner needs, progress, and achievement to key holders, engagement of parents, and the wider school community in the educative process. So, ako, I only have here pictures sa parents, engaging parents. Wala akong ibang, nawala na, nandun sana silang cellphone ko. Andun yung pag namin sa community, yung pagbandili namin, pagpunta namin dun sa barangay, pag-update namin ng pasukan. So, wala na ako na. So, thank you so much po. Please subscribe. Thank you.